Hello, this is the fruit face uh, assignment where we're actually finishing up our selection tools, actually using different shapes here. You can see there's different types of fruit that I'm all combining with these selection tools to create a face out of different objects here. Okay, so this is what it looked like when you finished. So let's get started. We're going to go back to Canvas. Okay, you're actually going to need to click on this image or this little link here. It actually gets you to like just a image with just a separate piece of fruit. So you need to download that. So once you download that, then you can come back to Photoshop, and we're just gonna click File and Open. Right, separate fruit face fruit image there. Go. So we have this kind of image there, and like I haven't told you before, like you can have multiple file over them. It's very similar to like a Chrome tab. Okay, so we're gonna start with actually using the quick selection tool and on this. Okay. So we have this quick selection tool. If you haven't found it, it's going to be if you right click and there's different options, but this is the quick selection tool in the middle. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to first just click once and grab this melon. So, but what I'm going to do now is click edit, like we did before, edit, copy, and edit, paste. And it creates another layer there. Okay. So those are up there. And then we're going to go back to background, just like we did in the selection tools of the money. We had to go back to background every time. So now we're actually going to use that same quick selection tool and then click on the carrot and it grabs it. Okay. So now we can actually go to edit, copy, and edit, paste. So now we're going to actually take this carrot thing. Uh, I guess it feel like an eyeball. And so we're going to click on that image there. So I'm going to grab that here. If I start with that down here like it is before and I click on the move tool and I click on that carrot that we just copied, it goes behind the melon and we want it to go on top. So that's why it's on top of the melon. So that way we actually can be like about right here, about an eyeball. But now I need to actually duplicate that. Yeah, sorry, duplicate layer. And then you click OK. And now I can create a second copy. Say like two eyes there. Okay. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go click on background and we'll click on quick selection tool and grab this like little blueberry. Okay. So now click edit and copy and edit and paste. And now I've got this next one. I had to drag it up to the top because if I click on the move tool right now, it's going to go behind the melon. So I need to grab this layer 3 up to the top here. So now this can go in the middle of the eye. Okay. Now I need to right click and choose duplicate layer here and click on OK. And this should actually go to the second eye. Okay. So I got the two eyes, the eyeball, and then the iris, I guess the eye. And now we're going to go back to background. And so we're going to grab the different things. So let's grab I guess the kiwi to grab the quick selection tool and grab the kiwi to make a mouth. Okay. So I've got that selected now and I choose edit and copy and edit and paste. And I'm going to click on the move tool again. Like I just to move it, it's going to be behind the melon. So I have to bring it up to the top. Yeah, like this. So now I can choose to be like the mouth. Okay. So now we click back on background. Okay. And now we're going to click on the next one. So quick selection tool. And I'm going to grab the nose. Okay. So click on it and grab the nose. And then edit. And then copy. And then edit. And then paste. If I try to move it with the move tool, just initially, it's going to go behind everything. So like I said before, move it up to the top here. So now your nose can be on top of everything as you can see it. Okay. And then I'm going to grab, click on background again, the quick selection tool. And I'm going to click on this, I guess, grapefruit, I guess. So I'm going to click on this, just the inside of the grapefruit. You can grab whatever you want to on like grapefruit. So if it grabs the whole thing or just like I just grabbed the little red part there, let's click and paste. So what I need to actually do is rotate that to make it like an ear. So I can click on edit and transform. And again, I have that layer with that little grapefruit. It's selected in layer 6. And then the transform and actually rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise to get it rotated over there. So now you can see like it's like an ear. Okay. Okay. And what I do now is I'm going to duplicate the layer here. Okay. And then I can move it to the other side, but I need to kind of flip it. So do the same thing again, edit, transform down here, and I click on flip horizontally. So it flips around. So I can move it to where I want to. Okay. So it's got the ear. And then click back on background. So I need to go down to background. Okay. Now I'm going to grab the quick selection tool again, a root, and click on edit, and then copy and edit and paste. So then I can click on, and of course, if I just click on this, try to move it over, that's gonna put up the top. Yeah. So let's put it right here. And it's gonna be above the melon, so therefore you can see it. Okay. So it's just kind of like an eyebrow. But what I'm gonna do is actually now duplicate it layer 7. So duplicate the layer. I click OK. But now I'm gonna click on edit and transform here. And I'm gonna go down to flip horizontally again. So I got the second one. So now I can move it where the other eyebrow will go. Okay. Now I'm going to scroll back down to background. That's our reference image. And click on the quick selection tool. And now I want to grab the bow tie. Okay, this little bow tie pasta. So I click on here, and that grabs it there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is click on the edit here. Edit. And then, copy. Sorry for that. Yeah, I made a mistake there. So anytime you make a mistake there, you can click on these anythemes. You click on this. So it's like move here. So I'm going to click on the quick selection tool. That goes back to it. So I can go back to this little thing here. Yep. Oh, and I think I'm going to hold the Alt key and scroll on the wheel of the mouse to grab. Let's click on the subtraction from a selection and grab like this has a little bit too much. Okay. And a little bit too much up there. Yep. So that looks good. Now we're going to zoom out. Now I'm going to click on this edit right here and then copy and edit and paste. So now I've got that at that bow tie thing. If I bring it over here, it's going to be behind the melon, so I need to bring it above. Okay, just up here. Just above, see the melon needs to be above the melon, so that way I can actually see that's the bow tie. And then the last thing I need to grab is the little mushroom for the hat. And scroll back down to background here. And I want to click on the quick selection tool and grab the, I need to click on this is adding to my selection, okay? So I'll click on select and deselect here. So I'm just going to add to my selection. So make sure I have the mushroom selected. There we go. So now I click on edit up here, edit, and copy, and edit, and paste. Okay, so now I've got them, I need to put it on top of the melon again. So like if I just move it, it's going to go behind the melon. I don't want it to go behind. I want it to be above, like just above layer 1. So then I have that up here. But the hat, it kind of looks funny because the hat is really kind of small. So I'm gonna free transform that. So I'm gonna click on edit and go down. Now this is called free transform. So what we're gonna do now is if I just bring that out, it keeps the same proportions. What I'm gonna do is actually hold down my shift key, and then I can actually stretch it out a little bit. So his hat, and I can move it where I want to there. So it looks about right. And then click on this check mark here. Okay, so I got my hat. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the internet and I'm going to actually find a background. So I'm going to go click on a new tab here. And I'm going to just have in kitchen here. And you should find an image of a kitchen. So I'm going to click on an image. And it doesn't matter which image you want to. Like I've just grabbed this image here. And what we're going to do is right click on the image and click save image as. And I'm going to put it in my downloads folder as like maybe yeah. So just call it as kitchen. So it's save. So now what I'm going to do is go back to my Photoshop. And what I do is I click on File and now Place Embedded. Okay. Place Embedded. And I'm going to grab my kitchen and I'll place it. And let's say I want to make it the right size there. Let's make it fit and cover up everything. So right now I need to be behind my layer one. So I click on this check mark here to make sure that's added to my selection. Now or added to my image. And I click on the kitchen and I drag it down to behind. Well, it needs to be behind, just right on the top of the background. So it needs to be behind everything else but the background. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is actually go back to the Chrome tab again and click on maybe a chef. Because I'm going to grab the chef body basically. So again, this one that I used before. And I click on Save Image As. These do not have to be the exact same images here. So I just want you to actually find an image of a chef or a kitchen. Okay. So again, it doesn't have to be the exact one. So I'm going to do the same thing. So File, Place Embedded here. And I'm going to grab my chef image and I click on Place. Now this one I'll put that on the, well, I click on just the check mark here. And I bring that up to the top for a minute. So that's what I'm talking about. Let's bring it on top of everything else. So that way I can have it a second. And I click on this quick selection tool again, and I'm just gonna select his chef body basically. I don't want to take off the head kind of thing, or I don't want the head. So I'm gonna click on just the white of his little apron here. So now I can actually do that. So I can click on edit, copy, like edit, and then paste. So I've got that like a little chef thing here. So now this one with the entire image there, I can delete that. So say yes. So now I've got the chef body here, layer 10, and I'm going to bring that down. Let's bring that down to maybe just below everything. So again, it's right above the background, or right above the kitchen. I'm sorry. So kitchen, and then the chef body thing. Then I click on the move tool, and then click on the chef body here, right there. Okay, and then that's got that thing right there. Okay, and that should finish it. Now we're actually going to save that, and turn it into canvas. So click on. I would actually call it like chef fruit. It doesn't really matter what you call it. Just name it something you can remember, and so you have to make sure and pay attention to where you're saving it. So I'm putting my downloads here. So I click on the save here and say OK, and now I can go back to Canvas. Yes, now I'm going to actually click on the Start Assignment button, and I'm going to come out here to Choose File, and I'm going to click on my Downloads folder because that's where I put it, and click on my chef, what they call it, chef fruit, right? And click on Open, and then click on Submit. Okay. And then when you see it up here, the submission, that's when you've actually turned. So thanks for watching.